In a galaxy far, far away, numerous intelligent species have formed an alliance known as the Galactic Council. For eons, the Council had maintained peace and prosperity across the stars. They thought they had seen it all, until they encountered the humans. The humans were a relatively young species compared to the ancient civilizations that made up the Council. However, what they lacked in age, they made up for in ingenuity and determination. In a mere few thousand years, the humans had advanced from simple stone tools to intergalactic space travel. Their technological prowess and rapid progress had caught the attention of the Galactic Council. Intrigued by this new species, the Council invited human representatives to their grand headquarters on the planet Cypheria. A delegation of Earth's finest minds, scientists, diplomats, and leaders, embarked on the long journey. They were eager to meet these alien civilizations they had only dreamed about. As the human ship approached Cypheria, they were awestruck by the sight before them. The planet was a marvelous mix of technology and nature, with towering skyscrapers that seemed to blend seamlessly into the lush green landscapes. The ship docked at the designated port, and the human delegation disembarked, their hearts racing with anticipation. They were greeted by a welcoming party of various alien species, each more fascinating than the last. There were the tall and slender Zephyrians with their shimmering blue skin, the hulking reptilian Krogans, the insectoid Xeraxians, and many more. The humans couldn't help but stare in wonder at the diversity of life before them. The delegation was escorted to the Grand Council chambers, a vast hall with seats arranged in a circular pattern. As they took their place among the alien representatives, they felt a mix of nervousness and excitement. This was a pivotal moment in human history, a chance to be part of something greater than themselves. The session began with the council members introducing themselves and their respective civilizations. The humans listened intently, trying to absorb as much information as they could. When it was their turn, the human ambassador stepped forward and began to speak. He told the Council of Earth, a small blue planet teeming with life. He spoke of humanity's struggles and triumphs, their indomitable spirit in the face of adversity. He showcased their scientific achievements, from the humble fire to the splitting of the atom. The council members listened, their interest piqued by this young and ambitious species. As the human ambassador concluded his speech, the council erupted into a buzz of conversation. Some members expressed admiration for human ingenuity, while others were skeptical of their rapid advancement. The Zephyrian Prime Minister, a wise and ancient being, called for order. "Humans," he addressed the delegation, "your achievements are indeed impressive. However, advancement without wisdom can be a dangerous path. Many civilizations have risen and fallen by their own hand. How can we be sure that you will not follow the same fate?" The human ambassador paused for a moment, considering his response carefully. "With all due respect, Prime Minister," he began, "we have learned from our mistakes. We have seen the horrors of war and the consequences of unchecked ambition. But we have also seen the power of unity and cooperation. We come to you not as conquerors, but as friends, seeking to learn and grow alongside you." The Prime Minister nodded, a glimmer of respect in his eyes. "Very well, humans. The Council will deliberate on your entry into our alliance. Until then, please accept our hospitality and take this opportunity to learn about our ways." As the session adjourned, the humans were filled with a sense of accomplishment. They had taken the first step towards becoming part of the galactic community. Little did they know that their greatest challenge lay ahead, one that would test the very limits of their immortality and shake the foundations of the Galactic Council itself. The humans had been accepted into the Galactic Council, and for a time, peace reigned across the galaxy. The various species worked together, sharing knowledge and resources, and the humans proved to be valuable allies. Their innovative spirit and adaptability made them excel in many fields, from engineering to diplomacy. However, this era of tranquility was not meant to last. A new threat emerged from the depths of space. The Zorgans, a warlike species that had been exiled from the Council eons ago. They had spent their exile honing their combat skills and developing advanced weapons technology. Now they had returned, seeking vengeance against the council that had cast them out. The Zorgans launched a series of brutal attacks on council worlds, catching the Alliance off guard. The council scrambled to mount a defense, but the Zorgans' weapons were unlike anything they had ever seen. Planet after planet fell to the invaders, and the council found itself on the brink of collapse. In this desperate hour, the humans stepped forward. They had been working on a secret project, a new type of weapon that harnessed the power of dark matter. The council was initially hesitant to use such a destructive force, but with their backs against the wall, they had little choice. The human scientists worked tirelessly to perfect the weapon. And finally, it was ready. The council launched a massive counterattack against the Zorgans, with the humans leading the charge. The dark matter weapons proved to be a game changer, tearing through the Zorgans' defenses like they were made of paper. The tide of the war began to turn, and the Zorgans found themselves on the defensive. The humans fought with a ferocity that shocked even their allies, their soldiers seemingly unafraid of death. They charged into battle, taking on the Zorgans in hand-to-hand combat when necessary. As the war raged on, the council began to notice something strange about the humans. No matter how many of them fell in battle, they always seemed to get back up. At first, the council attributed this to the humans' advanced medical technology, but soon, they realized that there was something more going on. The truth came to light when a human soldier, gravely wounded in battle, was brought before the council. To their amazement, the soldier's wounds began to heal before their very eyes. Within minutes, he was back on his feet, ready to fight again. The council demanded an explanation, and the humans finally revealed their secret. Through centuries of genetic engineering and technological advancement, they had achieved the impossible. They had conquered death itself. The humans had become immortal, their bodies able to regenerate from even the most grievous of wounds. The council was shocked by this revelation. Immortality was something that even the most advanced species had only dreamed of. Some members of the council saw the humans' immortality as a threat, fearing that they would become too powerful to control. Others saw it as a sign of hope, a way to end the cycle of death and loss that had plagued the galaxy for so long. As the war with the Zorgans reached its climax, the humans' immortality proved to be the deciding factor. They fought with a fearlessness that the Zorgans could not match, and slowly but surely, they pushed the invaders back. In the final battle, the human leader himself led the charge, his body riddled with wounds that would have killed any other being. The Zorgans were defeated, and the galaxy was saved. The council hailed the humans as heroes, but there was an undercurrent of unease. The revelation of their immortality had changed everything, and the council knew that they would have to grapple with the consequences. For now, though, there was cause for celebration. The humans had proven themselves to be true allies, willing to fight and die, or not die, as the case may be, for the greater good. As the galaxy began to rebuild, the humans took their place among the stars, their immortality a secret that would shape the course of galactic history for eons to come. The war with the Zorgans had been won, but the galaxy was forever changed by the revelation of human immortality. The Galactic Council found itself grappling with the implications of this newfound knowledge. Some saw the humans as a potential threat, their immortality giving them an unfair advantage over other species. Others saw them as a valuable ally, their resilience and adaptability making them ideal partners in the ongoing struggle for peace and prosperity. As the Council debated the future of human-alien relations, the humans themselves were coming to terms with their own immortality. For centuries, they had kept their secret hidden, even from themselves. The genetic modifications that had made them immortal had been done so gradually that most humans were unaware of their true nature. But now, with the truth out in the open, the humans had to confront the reality of their own existence. Some embraced their immortality, seeing it as a gift that allowed them to explore the universe and pursue knowledge without the fear of death. Others struggled with the weight of eternity, wondering if a life without end was truly worth living. As the humans grappled with these existential questions, the galaxy continued to turn. The Council, still wary of the humans' power, began to impose new restrictions on their activities. Human ships were subjected to more rigorous inspections, and human diplomats found themselves under increased scrutiny. Some humans chafed at these restrictions, seeing them as a betrayal of the trust they had earned during the war. Others accepted them as the price of peace, knowing that the galaxy was still healing from the wounds of conflict. But even as the Council sought to contain the humans, a new threat was emerging from the shadows. A secretive organization known as the Immortal Syndicate had taken an interest in the humans' immortality. Led by a mysterious figure known only as the Eternal, the Syndicate believed that immortality was the key to ultimate power. They began to infiltrate human society, using their vast resources to bribe and blackmail key officials. They set up secret laboratories on remote planets, where they conducted twisted experiments on human subjects in an attempt to unlock the secrets of immortality. As the Syndicate's influence grew, the humans found themselves caught in a web of intrigue and danger. Some were drawn into the Syndicate's schemes, tempted by the promise of eternal life. Others fought against them, determined to protect the galaxy from the Syndicate's machinations. The Council, once again, found itself in crisis. The humans, once their greatest allies, were now a source of instability and chaos. Some members of the Council called for the humans to be expelled from the Alliance, while others argued for a more nuanced approach. In the end, it was the humans themselves who brought the Syndicate down. A group of human operatives, led by a brilliant scientist named Dr. Zora Solaris, managed to infiltrate the Syndicate's inner circle. They uncovered the true nature of the Eternal's plans, to use the humans' immortality to create an army of undying soldiers, loyal only to him. In a daring raid on the Syndicate's main base, Dr. Solaris and her team confronted the Eternal himself. In a battle that shook the foundations of the planet, they managed to defeat him, but at a terrible cost. Dr. Solaris herself was gravely wounded, her body broken beyond repair. But even as she lay dying, Dr. Solaris had one final trick up her sleeve. Using a device of her own invention, she transferred her consciousness into the base's central computer, merging her mind with the vast network of the Syndicate's databanks. From there, she was able to shut down the Syndicate's operations, exposing their secrets to the galaxy at large. The Council, shocked by the extent of the Syndicate's infiltration, vowed to root out any remaining cells and bring the perpetrators to justice. As for the humans, they emerged from the crisis with a newfound sense of purpose. They had seen the dangers of immortality firsthand, and they knew that they had a responsibility to use their power wisely. Under the guidance of leaders like Dr. Solaris, who now existed as a digital avatar, they began to work more closely with the Council, sharing their knowledge and technology for the benefit of all. The galaxy had been through a crucible of fire, but it had emerged stronger and more united than ever before. And at the center of it all were the humans, immortal guardians of the cosmos, ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. In the aftermath of the Immortal Syndicate's defeat, the Galactic Council found itself facing a new dilemma. The humans, once the galaxy's greatest heroes, were now viewed with suspicion and fear by many of the Council's members. The revelation of their immortality, and the ease with which the Syndicate had infiltrated their society, had shaken the Council's faith in their allies. At an emergency meeting of the Council, the representatives of the various alien races debated the future of human-alien relations. Some argued for a complete severing of ties, believing that the humans were too dangerous to be trusted. Others called for a more measured approach, acknowledging the humans' contributions to the galaxy's defense. As the debate raged on, a new voice emerged from the shadows. It was the Zephyrian Prime Minister, the sane, wise, and ancient being who had first welcomed the humans to the Council. In a speech that would go down in galactic history, he reminded the Council of the humans' bravery and sacrifice in the face of the Zorgan invasion. "Yes, the humans are immortal," he said, his voice ringing out across the chamber. But that does not make them invincible. They have shown time and again that they are willing to put their lives on the line for the greater good. We cannot let fear and prejudice cloud our judgment. We must remember that we are all in this together, mortal and immortal alike. The Prime Minister's words had a profound impact on the council. Slowly but surely, the tide of opinion began to turn. The humans, for their part, were quick to reassure the council of their loyalty and commitment to the galaxy's defense. They pledged to work more closely with their alien allies, sharing their technology and knowledge in the pursuit of a common goal. But even as the council and the humans worked to repair their relationship, a new threat was emerging from the depths of space. A strange and powerful signal had been detected on the fringes of the galaxy, a signal unlike anything the Council had ever seen before. As the Council's scientists worked to decipher the signal, the humans volunteered to lead an expedition to investigate its source. A team of human and alien scientists, led by the intrepid Dr. Zora Solaris, set out into the unknown, determined to unravel the mystery. What they found was beyond anything they could have imagined. The signal was coming from a massive, artificial structure, a construct of such advanced technology that it made even the human's immortality seem primitive by comparison. As the team explored the structure, they discovered that it was a gateway to another dimension, a realm of pure energy and consciousness. The beings that inhabited this realm were ancient and powerful, their minds vast and incomprehensible. The team's attempts to communicate with these beings were met with a strange and unsettling response. The beings seemed to view the humans and their alien allies as little more than insects beneath their notice. And yet there was something about the humans that seemed to fascinate them. In a moment of telepathic contact, the leader of these beings, a creature of pure thought and energy, revealed the truth about the human's immortality. It was not a natural evolution, but rather the result of an ancient experiment conducted by the beings themselves. Eons ago, the beings had seeded the galaxy with life, curious to see how it would evolve and develop. The humans were one of their most successful creations, a species that had surpassed all expectations. The beings had imbued them with the gift of immortality, a gift that was meant to be a test, a way of seeing how they would handle the weight of eternity. The revelation sent shockwaves through the human and alien communities. The humans, once again, found themselves grappling with the implications of their own existence. Were they merely pawns in some cosmic game, their free will an illusion? As the debate raged on, Dr. Solaris and her team continued to explore the construct, determined to uncover its secrets. What they found would change the course of galactic history forever, setting the stage for a conflict that would shake the very foundations of reality itself. But that is a story for another time. For now, the galaxy could only watch and wait, as the humans and their alien allies stood on the brink of a new era, an age of immortality and cosmic wonder. The revelation that human immortality was the result of an ancient alien experiment sent shockwaves through the galaxy. The Galactic Council was in an uproar, with some members calling for the humans to be quarantined or even destroyed, lest their powers be turned against the rest of the galaxy. But the humans themselves were divided. Some saw their immortality as a curse, a burden that they had never asked for. They argued that they should find a way to reverse the process, to become mortal once again. Others saw it as a gift, a chance to explore the universe and uncover its secrets without the fear of death. As the debate raged on, Dr. Zora Solaris and her team continued to explore the mysterious construct that had revealed the truth about human immortality. They discovered that it was not just a gateway to another dimension, but also a vast repository of knowledge, containing the collective wisdom of countless alien civilizations. As they delved deeper into the construct's secrets, they discovered that the ancient aliens who had created it were not the only ones interested in the humans' immortality. Other ancient and powerful races had taken notice of the humans' unique abilities, and some saw them as a threat to their own power and influence. One such race was the Celestials, a species of godlike beings who had once ruled over vast swaths of the galaxy. The Celestials had long since retreated into seclusion, but the emergence of the immortal humans had caught their attention. The Celestials saw the humans as a potential rival, a species that could one day challenge their own dominion over the cosmos. They began to plot and scheme, seeking ways to undermine the humans and their allies. As the Celestials' machinations began to bear fruit, the galaxy was plunged into chaos. Strange and terrifying creatures began to emerge from the depths of space, attacking human and alien settlements alike. The Council's fleets were stretched thin, trying to defend against the onslaught. Amid the chaos, Dr. Solaris and her team made a startling discovery. The construct they had been exploring was not just a repository of knowledge, but also a weapon, a tool that the ancient aliens had created to defend against the Celestials and other cosmic threats. But to unlock the construct's full potential, they needed the help of the humans. Only the humans' unique immortality could power the construct's most advanced systems, and only they could wield its awesome power. The humans, realizing the gravity of the situation, came together as never before. They put aside their differences and united in a common cause, determined to defend the galaxy against the Celestials and their minions. Under the leadership of Dr. Solaris and other human and alien heroes, the galaxy's forces began to turn the tide. The construct's weapons proved to be incredibly effective against the Celestials' creatures, and slowly but surely, the humans and their allies began to push back against the invaders. But the Celestials were not so easily defeated. They had been planning their revenge for eons, and they had no intention of giving up their power without a fight. They unleashed their most terrible weapons upon the galaxy, devastating entire star systems in their wake. In the end, it came down to a final epic battle between the forces of the humans and their allies, and the Celestials and their minions. The fate of the galaxy hung in the balance, as the two sides clashed in a conflict that would be remembered for generations to come. Through courage, sacrifice, and the power of their immortality, the humans and their allies emerged victorious. The Celestials were defeated, their power broken forever. The galaxy was saved, but at a terrible cost. In the aftermath of the war, the humans and their alien allies set about rebuilding what had been lost. The Galactic Council was reformed, with humans and aliens working together as equals. The construct that had once been a weapon of war was transformed into a beacon of hope, a symbol of the galaxy's unity and resilience. As for Dr. Solaris and her team, they became the stuff of legend, their names remembered and revered for generations to come. They had unlocked the secrets of immortality, and in doing so, had helped to save the galaxy from the brink of destruction. And though the war was over, the humans knew that their journey was far from over, for they were immortal, and the universe was vast and full of wonders waiting to be discovered. With the galaxy at peace and the future bright, they set out once more into the stars, ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. The galaxy had been saved from the Celestials, but the cost had been high. Many lives had been lost, and the scars of the war would take generations to heal. The humans, once the galaxy's saviors, found themselves the subject of renewed scrutiny and suspicion. There were those who believed that the humans' immortality made them a threat, that their power was too great for any one species to wield. They pointed to the destruction wrought by the Celestials, arguing that it was the humans' fault for drawing their attention to the galaxy in the first place. Others saw the humans as the galaxy's only hope, the only ones capable of standing against the cosmic threats that lurked in the darkness of space. They argued that the humans' immortality was a gift, one that should be used to protect and serve the greater good. As the debate raged on, a new faction emerged from the shadows. They called themselves the Purifiers, and they believed that the only way to ensure the galaxy's safety was to purge it of all immortal beings, humans included. The Purifiers were a secretive and fanatical group, made up of individuals from various alien races who had been scared by the war with the Celestials. They saw the humans' immortality as an abomination, a violation of the natural order that threatened the very fabric of the universe. At first, the purifiers were dismissed as a fringe group, a minor nuisance that could be easily dealt with. But as their numbers grew and their tactics became more extreme, it became clear that they were a force to be reckoned with. Attacks on human settlements became more frequent and more brutal, with entire colonies wiped out in a matter of hours. The Galactic Council, still reeling from the war with the Celestials, found itself struggling to keep up with the Purifiers' hit-and-run tactics. As the situation escalated, the humans found themselves facing a choice. They could either abandon their immortality and give in to the Purifiers' demands, or they could fight back and risk plunging the galaxy into another war. For Dr. Zora Solaris and her team, the choice was clear. They had fought too hard and sacrificed too much to let the Purifiers win. They began to mobilize their resources, reaching out to their allies across the galaxy to build a coalition against the Purifiers. It was a difficult and dangerous task, as the Purifiers had spies and sympathizers everywhere. But slowly, through perseverance and determination, the humans and their allies began to turn the tide. They tracked down the Purifiers' hidden bases and supply lines, disrupting their operations and weakening their resolve. They reached out to the alien races that had been swayed by the Purifiers' propaganda, showing them the truth about the humans and their role in saving the galaxy. And when the final battle came, the humans and their allies were ready. They met the Purifiers on a distant, barren world, far from the eyes of the galaxy. It was a brutal and bloody conflict, with both sides suffering heavy losses. But in the end, the humans and their allies emerged victorious. The Purifiers were defeated, their leaders captured or killed. The galaxy was safe, at least for the moment. In the aftermath of the war, the humans and their allies set about the task of rebuilding once again. They knew that the Purifiers were not the last threat they would face, that there would always be those who feared and hated the immortal. But they also knew that they had the strength and the resolve to face whatever challenges lay ahead. They were the guardians of the galaxy, the ones who had been chosen by fate to stand against the darkness. As for Dr. Solaris and her team, they knew that their work was far from over. The galaxy was vast and full of mysteries, and there was still so much to discover and understand. But for now, they could rest and heal, secure in the knowledge that they had played their part in shaping the destiny of the universe. The future was uncertain, but with the humans and their allies standing together, anything was possible. And so, as the galaxy began to rebuild and the stars shone bright once more, the humans looked to the horizon with hope and determination, ready to face whatever lay ahead. For they were immortal, and their journey was far from over. Years had passed since the war with the Purifiers, and the galaxy had settled into an uneasy peace. The humans, once the center of controversy and conflict, had largely withdrawn from galactic affairs, focusing instead on their own internal struggles. For many humans, the weight of immortality had become a burden too heavy to bear. They had seen too much, lost too many loved ones, and the thought of living forever had lost its appeal. Some chose to end their lives, while others sought ways to reverse their immortality and return to a mortal existence. But there were still those who believed in the promise of immortality, who saw it as a means to achieve great things and push the boundaries of what was possible. Among them was Dr. Zora Solaris, who had never lost her drive to explore and discover. Dr. Solaris had spent the years since the war studying the ancient alien construct that had revealed the secret of human immortality. She believed that the construct held the key to unlocking even greater secrets, secrets that could change the course of the galaxy forever. With a team of loyal allies and cutting-edge technology, Dr. Solaris set out to explore the farthest reaches of the construct, determined to uncover its true purpose and potential. What she found there would shake the very foundations of the galaxy. Deep within the construct, Dr. Solaris discovered a chamber unlike anything she had ever seen before. It was a vast, pulsing mass of energy and matter, a cosmic engine that seemed to be generating immense amounts of power. As she and her team studied the chamber, they began to realize its true nature. It was a device designed to manipulate the very fabric of reality itself, to bend and shape the laws of the universe to the will of its creators. With mounting excitement and trepidation, Dr. Solaris and her team began to experiment with the device, testing its limits and exploring its capabilities. They soon discovered that the device could be used to create entire worlds, to manipulate time and space, and even to grant immortality to those who were not born with it. But as they delved deeper into the device's secrets, they also began to realize the terrible danger it posed. In the wrong hands, the device could be used to unleash untold destruction upon the galaxy, to reshape reality itself according to the whims of its wielder. As word of the device's existence began to spread, various factions and powers from across the galaxy began to take notice. Some saw it as a means to achieve their own ends, while others saw it as a threat to be destroyed at all costs. Soon, the galaxy was on the brink of another war, as rival factions fought to control the device and the immense power it represented. Dr. Solaris and her team found themselves at the center of the conflict, fighting to keep the device out of the wrong hands and to use its power for good. As the war raged on, Dr. Solaris began to realize that the device was more than just a tool or a weapon. It was a living thing, a sentient being with its own desires and goals, and it had chosen her to be its avatar, to wield its power and shape the destiny of the galaxy. With the fate of the universe hanging in the balance, Dr. Solaris made a fateful decision. She would use the device to create a new reality, a universe where the cycles of war and conflict that had plagued the galaxy for so long would finally be broken. In a moment of supreme sacrifice, Dr. Solaris merged her consciousness with the device, becoming one with its cosmic power. In a blinding flash of light, the old universe was unmade, and a new one was born in its place. In this new reality, the humans and their immortality were but a distant memory, a footnote in the grand saga of the cosmos. But the legacy of Dr. Solaris lived on, a shining example of the power of knowledge, exploration, and the unquenchable human spirit. And though the galaxy would face new challenges and dangers in the eons to come, it would always remember the name of Zara Solaris, the woman who had dared to dream of a better universe and had sacrificed everything to make it a reality.